Shalom, and welcome to Biselleh Torah. Pinchas is the name of the siddur that we're reading this week, and I'd like to draw your attention to a single word that appears in this week's parsha, which is Tamid. Tamid was a sacrifice that was offered every single day in temple times, and even in pre-temple times, as indicated by the biblical passage. The Tamid was offered consistently. Tamid means always, but in this context it means every single day, a sacrifice that was done without pause, without any breaks. And the question that arises to our minds is, how do you maintain a sense of kavanah, a sense of connection to God, when you do something all the time, when you repeat it every single day? The rabbis indicate that the corollary of the Tamid sacrifice that is indicated in the parsha is the Amidah that we recite every day, actually 3 times every day in our liturgy today. But the question remains the same. How do we maintain a sense of connection with the divine when we do something all the time? And I'd like to suggest a couple of responses to that. One of them is that when we do something consistently, when we do it all the time, it becomes rote, part of our nature. That's a bad thing. It also is a good thing, because it puts into context everything that will follow and flow throughout the day. When we take the time to say a prayer every single day, the same prayer every single day, again as indicated by our liturgy, Pa'amayim bechol yom to Shema Umrim, that twice a day, every day, a Jew should recite the Shema, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. How do we maintain the integrity of that prayer when we say it all the time? But when we say it all the time, it infuses itself into our conscious and subconscious mind to the extent that we'll think twice as the day proceeds about what we say and what we do. There'll be a sense, a pervasive sense, that we are carrying God with us throughout our day, that saying that prayer, uttering it daily, can make us more aware of the presence of God in our life, make us think twice before we say or act or do something out of character, out of connection with what God would want us to do. The second idea is that when we say something tamid, when we say something ongoing, consistently, it reminds us of the fact that the first prayer that we say in the morning, Modeh Ani, indicates that when we fall asleep at night, we are in a suspension of life itself. In fact, the rabbis go even further by saying that when we sleep, it is akin to death. And when we wake up in the morning, it's as if we are reborn. Taking this and attaching to the idea of the Tamid, when we wake in the morning and we say the Amidah for the first time in that morning, or later on even in the day, perhaps we can be reminded of the fact that we are alive, that we're breathing, and that this is a promise that is not going to be ongoing, that at some point our life will be cut short. All of us have an expiration date. And with that mindset, perhaps we can approach that which we say on a rotational basis, an ongoing Tamid basis, can then be a prompt to finer, grander, more appropriate living for us. If we know that we are basically dead for the night and we wake up in the morning, we have a second chance kind of do-over, that we can make things right the things that we've done wrong, fix the brokenness of ourself, fix the brokenness that exists in our relationships, and then move to a higher standard of living. And maybe that is a more powerful, compelling reason why we do this Tamid consistently. Because when we think of the fact that we are not promised life eternal, maybe we can reckon that these prayers that we say Tamid can bring us to a greater realization of self and other. Shabbat Shalom.